Hello students, let's start with the new topic, searching in array. Searching is used to search the particular element from the given list of elements. So we have two types of methods, linear search and binary search. Let's start with the first, linear search. Linear search, as the name is linear, in linear search we search the element sequentially, one after the another, to search the particular element. It is very simple and basic algorithm. Linear search just compares the element with the element of the array and check the availability of the element. Let's take example. I have taken an example, the array with 6 elements. Suppose we want to search element 20. So what we have to do is compare your element 20 with the first element of the array. 20 is not equivalent to 10. So item not matched, then move to next element. Next element is 5. 20 is not equal to 5. So item not found, move to next element. 15. 15 is not equivalent to 20. So item not matched, move to next element. 20 is equals to 20. So we found the element at location 4. So the result of the algorithm is search is successful and the location is 4 because we found the element at 4th location. Next is what is linear search algorithm. As I have told in the previous lecture that algorithm is step-by-step procedure to solve the particular problem. So here is the algorithm to apply the linear search on linear array. Here I have taken a array whose name is LA. LA is the name of the array which have total n elements. So first I will tell you all the steps of the algorithm, then after that I will explain you with example. Step 1 is start the process. Step 2 is set j is equals to 0. J is a pointer that I have used to point the location. Pointers are used to point the location so that we must know we are at which location and tell what we have to move. So j is pointer that we have set it to 0, which means look at the array, the 0 is index number 0. So the first index is 0, so we will set the pointer to 0. Next step is repeat steps 4 and 5 while j is less than n. So in the third step, we have used a loop and condition. The condition is j is less than n. N is the total number of elements in the array. The total number of elements that I have taken in the array is 5. There are total 5 elements. So the n is 5. J is a pointer. So look at the array. J is the pointer. So the last index number of the array is 4. So the j will be 4 when it will be at the last element. So we have to search the list till last element. So accordingly the condition is j is less than n, means when j is 4, 4 is less than 5, it stops working. It will stop working. Now the third step is only for loop and for condition. So if the condition is true, it will move to next step, that is step number 4. Step number 4 is if linear array j, LA is the name of the array, if LA and j is the jth element, jth means any element of the array. If j of LA is equal to the item, means if the item matched, then go to step 6, which means print that element and exit. Okay. Else, if it doesn't match, then what we have to do is you have to move to step number 5. Step number 5 is set j is equals to j plus 1, which means we have to move the pointer to the next location by incrementing the value of the j. Now I will explain again by taking example. Suppose we have 5 elements in the array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I will set the pointer to the first element whose index number is 0. So step 1, start the process. Step 2, set j is equals to 0. I have set the pointer to index 0 and the element at the index 0 is 10. Now apply the loop and the condition. Repeat step 4 and 5 while the value of the j will be 4 till 4 is less than n, which is 5. So if fourth step is if LA of jth element, here when the pointer is at 0 index, the jth element is 10. Suppose we have to search element 30. The item that we want to search is 30. So back to step number 4. If LA of jth element, that is 10, is equals to 30, no. Then what we have to do is we have to move the pointer to the index 1. For this we have to perform step number 5. Set j is equals to j plus 1. By incrementing the value of the j, the pointer will move to index number 1. And again we repeat the process. At index number 1, the item is 20. 20 is again not equal to 30. Again repeat the process. Set j is equals to j plus 1. Then the pointer will move to index number 2. In the third step, the pointer will move to index number 2, whose element is 30. 30 is equivalent to 30. So we will directly move to step number 6. Print j, item. J is the item. Print the index number as well as item. So the index number is 2 and the item is 30. And the search is successful. So this is linear array. Binary search is the second method of searching. Binary search is very effective and efficient algorithm. It operates at a very fast rate as compared to linear search. Binary search follows the method of divide and conquer, which means it divides the entire problem into two halves and then search for or check the availability of the item only in the one half. So it divides the large problem into smaller problem and reduce the complexity. By this way, it reduces the complexity of the problem. Let's discuss example of binary search, how it works. Suppose someone has to search any name in the dictionary. So what he has to do is it will open the dictionary in the middle. Then check the availability in both the halves of the dictionary. That whether, suppose he has to search the word which starts from G. Now he will check the availability, that whether it will be in the first half, that is in the left portion of the dictionary, or it will be in the right half or the right portion of the dictionary. Suppose it will be somewhere in the left portion of the dictionary. So he will discard the right portion of the dictionary and then again check the availability of the same word by open it into the 1/4. So by this way we can divide the large problem into smaller problem. So this is how binary search works. The next thing is binary search is very efficient, no doubt, and it works at a very fast rate as compared to linear search. But there is one main drawback of binary search, that is it is very costly method. Now the next thing is why it is costly method. Suppose whenever we have to perform binary search on any list, the list must be in sorted order. It is a condition of the binary search that we can apply binary search only on sorted lists. We cannot apply binary search on unsorted list, as we can apply linear search on any of the list, whether it is sorted or unsorted. But in case of binary search, because if you are using dictionary to search any particular word, then you must know that dictionary must be alphabetically sorted. This is the only reason that we can discard left half portion or right half portion of the dictionary. So one of the main condition of the binary search algorithm is the list must be in sorted form. Only after that we can apply binary search. So this is very costly algorithm, because if the list is not in sorted form, first we have to apply any of the sorting algorithm on the list to arrange in particular order. Next is how it works. I have taken an example of binary search to explain the concept how it works. I have taken an array with total 10 elements. The first element of the array is 2, which is stored at index number 0, and the last element of the array is 91, which is stored at index number 9. The array is in sorted form. The elements in the list are in sorted form. Suppose we have to search element 23. So how we apply binary search? I have explained in more detailed way. See how we have to calculate the things in binary search and how we have to check the availability of the item. The first element is stored at 0 location, which means the lower bound of the array is 0, and the last element is stored at the 9th location in the array, which means the upper bound of the array is 9. Beginning of the array is 0, which is upper bound, and end of the array is 9, which is upper bound of the array. 0 is the lower bound, 9 is the upper bound. 0 is the beginning, 9 is the end. So first we have to calculate the mid. In the binary search, the first step is we have to calculate mid. Formula to calculate the mid is beginning plus end divided by 2. Here, look at the first step. The beginning is 0, whereas the end is 9. So by applying the formula, beginning plus end divided by 2 is equals to 0 plus 9 divided by 2, which is equivalent to integer value 4. So the mid is 4. Check the fourth element of the array. Check the fourth index number. At the fourth index number, the element is 16. Our item was 23 and the element at the mid is 16. So now what we have to do is we have to compare our item with the mid. Our item was 23 and mid is 16. 23 is greater than 16. So it means 23 must be in the right portion of the mid. It can't be in the left portion of the 16. It can't be in the left portion of the mid. So what we have to do in that case is we have to discard the left portion of the mid. And in that case we have to calculate new beginning. Discard C. After calculating the mid, we have to compare the item with the mid. If the item is greater than the mid, then it means it must be in the right side of the mid. If the item is smaller than mid, it means it must be in the left hand or left side of the mid. In the first case, 23 is greater than 16. So 23 must be at the right of the mid. So discard the left portion of the mid. Discard the elements 2, 5, 8, 12 and the middle item 16. Is it clear? So it was first step. Now to perform the second step, we again have to calculate the mid for the new list because we have discarded the half of the list. In that case, we have to change the beginning of the list because mid item was greater. When item is greater, we have to calculate the beginning by applying the formula beginning is equals to mid plus 1. In the first step, beginning formula to change the beginning is equals to mid plus 1. Mid was 4. 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. So the new beginning is 5. Now step number 2. We again have to calculate mid. Now the new beginning value is 5 and end is same as the previous, that is 9. Now again calculate mid by applying the formula beginning plus end divided by 2, that is 5 plus 9 divided by 2, which is equal to 7. Now check the index number 7. The element at the index number 7 is 56. 23 is less than 56. So 23 must be somewhere in the left of the mid. It can't be at the right of the mid because 23 is smaller than 56. So in that case, we have to discard the right portion of the mid. So discard the right portion of the mid, 56, 72, 91. So when we discard the right portion of the list, in that case we have to change the end of the list. So the formula to calculate the end of the list is, I have written in the second step, end is equals to mid minus 1. So the mid in the previous step, mid in the same step was 7. 7 minus 1 is equals to 6. So the new end is 6. Now start with the third step. Beginning remains same because there is no change in the beginning. Beginning is equals to 5 whereas end is equals to 6. Now again calculate the mid. 5 plus 6 divided by 2 is equals to 11 by 2, which is equals to 5. So the mid is 5. Now check the index number 5. At the index number 5, the element is 23. Our item was 23 and the element here is 23. So our item matched with this element. 23 is equals to 23, which means the search is successful and we found the element at location number 5. So we set the location is equals to 5 and search successful. Now look at this diagram. Look at the first array. Suppose we have to search the number 23, which is at index number 5. In the second step, we calculate the mid. The mid is 4. M is 4 and the element at fourth index number is 16. 23 is greater than 16, which means 23 must be at the right side of the 16. So discard the left portion of the 16. In that case, we have to change the beginning of the list because now beginning is not 0 because we have discarded the list. So look at the step third, array third. We again calculate the mid. The mid is 7. The element at 7th location is 56. 23 is less than 56. So it must be somewhere at the left. So discard the right portion of the mid. Now again here we have to calculate the new end, because the beginning remains same, that is 5, but the end changes because we have discarded the right portion of the list. Now look at the fourth array. The new calculated mid is 5 and the element is 23 at fifth location. So 23 matches with our element 23. So the location will be set to 5 and search is. Next is binary search algorithm. Now look at the algorithm. Here data is the name of the array which is in sorted form. LB is the lower bound of the array and UB is the upper bound of the array. And we have to search the item. So let's start with the first step. Set beginning is equals to lower bound. In the example, look at the example. We have set beginning is equals to 0 and end is equals to 9. Beginning is lower bound and end is upper bound. So we set the beginning is equals to lower bound, end is equals to upper bound, and mid is equals to beginning plus end divided by 2. And we have taken integer value, so that's why it is written int integer. Now step number 2 is repeat step 3 and 4. We are applying loop at step 3 and 4. While the condition is beginning is less than is equals to end and data mid is not equals to item. It means we have to repeat the steps, we have to apply the loop till we don't find the item, or we don't find the item at the mid, or while beginning is less than is equals to end. It means the list is not completed yet. So we have to repeat the process. Now step number 3, what we have to do in each step. In every step we have to compare our item with the mid. See how it works. Third step is if item is less than is equals to data mid. If item is less than is equals to data mid, it means the item must be in the left portion of the list. If item is in the left portion of the list, in that case we have to change the end of the list, because in that case beginning remains same but we have to change the end. So the formula is set end is equals to mid minus 1. Else, the next step is if item, else part is if item is greater than data mid, then what we have to do? If item is greater than data mid, it means the item must be in the right portion of the mid. So in that case we have to change the beginning. So the formula to change the beginning is equals to mid plus 1. Now again look at the step number 3. If item is smaller than data mid, it means the item must resides at the left portion of the list. In that case the beginning remains same and we have to change the end. The formula to change the end is equals to mid minus 1. The else part is item is greater than data mid. If item is greater than data mid, it must be somewhere right in the list. So in that case, if the item is at the right, in that case end remains same, but we have to change the beginning. So the formula to change the beginning is equals to mid plus 1. Next is end of if structure and the if that we have used. Now step number 4. Again we have to calculate the mid as we did in the every step, that after checking the item, compare the item with the mid, we again have to calculate the mid. So again set mid is equals to beginning plus end divided by 2 and end of loop. So we have to repeat step 3 and 4 till we don't find the element. Till we find the element. Step number 5 is if data mid is equals to item. If data mid is equals to item, then set location is equals to mid. For example, look at step number 3. Mid was 5 and the element at mid is 23. Our item was 23. Mid is equals to item. Set location is equals to 5. 5 means mid. So, step number 5, if data mid is equals to item, in that case, set location is equals to mid. Else part is set location is equals to null. It means search unsuccessful. If location is equals to mid, it means search successful. Else, if location is equals to null, it means search unsuccessful. And the 6th step is exit. Next step is difference between linear search and binary search. What are the main differences between linear and binary? Linear search, we can apply linear search on any of the list, whether it is sorted or unsorted. But binary search can be applied only on sorted list. In case of linear search, the elements are accessed sequentially because we have to access each element one by one or in sequence form. But in binary search, we can directly access middle element or any element of the list. Linear search is a very slow process, whereas binary search is a very fast process. Linear search, we can apply it on a single or multi-dimensional array, but we can apply binary search on only single dimensional array. Linear search is very simple algorithm, whereas binary search is complex, but it is very efficient. It is very costly, but it is very efficient. So it was all about linear search and binary search. That's all for today.